Welcome to Art and Nature Diaries. My name is Lisa and this is Holly and Crow. Hi, so my intention today is to go out and sketch, and part of that is getting materials together that I'm going to use, as well as having a coffee to get me going. Put that down. So I have a sketchbook which is spiral bound. I use this generally as a landscape format because you can see I've kind of gone over from one page to the other. So I've got that. It's quite light, it's not too big. And I picked this folder up from a flea market. It's an old writer's folder where people used to write hand letters and had their envelopes and writing paper in it. But I've slipped in pieces of watercolour paper, pastel papers. This is actually a cover from a block of papers that, golly, came from France. It was a paper mill that I once visited. I'd love to go there again. And yeah, so that's that. That's very useful. And another idea is to make your own little sketch booklet. This is folded rectangular paper that I've put together and stitched down the spine. So basically it's pretty rough, ready, and not very precious. And I like that because it hasn't got so many pages, it's likely that I'm going to fill it up. And there are the memories of going to Langorse Lake and the hedgerows. So instantly I've got access to those sketches, and yeah, and sometimes marks come up that you don't even know where they've come from. I suppose like a good wine or cheese, it matures with time and those marks add like flavour. So I'm off out now. I am so fortunate to live in a beautiful part of the country, so I don't have to go very far before I'm in the woods or I can find something rather exciting to discover. It's important to know that it's okay to actually work or connect to a place if it wants you or not. By being still and having a bit of reverence really to the place. It's just respect and not taking it for granted that one has complete dominion over everything. No. Anything can happen. It's important to have respect for where you're working. The spirit of the place will make itself felt. Therefore, it's really important to quieten down and to actually connect into what you can as a human, feel into the place and know whether it's all right to actually be there before you just charge in and do. a bear coming out of hibernation, a proper deep hibernation, and then wake up. All those senses, all those instincts coming out. So I sort of like wanted to feel the cave and ask the cave what that felt like, as Bear had been in this cave many moons ago. And I think I have to do it a few more times. But the imagination was there, and also the inspiration. So this diary feels like it's quite lyrical. It's going to be this coming out and in of a space and change, and connecting to that which is more than me. A cave is a very nurturing place, and there's the darkness as well. It really wraps you in. It's not like a bright light that, in a way, startlingly you fade in it. No, the cave experience, once one's gone beyond one's fears and initial sort of lostness and chaos, definitely I felt really enveloped and safe. And rested. So maybe that's what the bear has in hibernation within this space. Thank you. When I came out of the cave, I began to see things, or they made me be aware of them. Colours were more vivid, shadows danced and played on the rocks. It was just beautiful, more enhanced. The fresh spring breeze was dancing in the holly, saying, "Come on out, look what you're missing, wake up." I was ready to do some work because I felt that I had made a connection, and that the more than human world had completely surrounded me and embraced me within the cave, and as I moved out of it, then outside of the cave in the woods. There too I was also enveloped and embraced. The sounds of the birds and what I was actually looking at seemed to be speaking back to me in the rocks and the shadows, the trees. Everything seemed to be connected. So it was more than one session that I went out, and so the weather changed as well. Sometimes it was warmer, sometimes colder. The sun came out behind the clouds, then it went back in again, and then it was overcast. So it was changing all the time. And that also was interesting because it added to the experience. Now, I can't say I had a dull moment, and with these sketches I know that I have these and my living memory, and so I can put that now into some further artwork. I had been working on a canvas that had quite a textured background, rough, and that gave a feeling of the elements of the rock and the air, the movement in the trees. In thinking of the lyrical, I was hoping to create a movement through the colours as well as a way of passing through the picture where everything is connected. There was another sketch that I did where I was working with ink, and I felt that I caught some of the fluidity that these caves have. They were formed millions of years ago by water, and I felt that I was getting in touch with that in a lyrical, fluid way with ink and line. So now I feel like I'm actually finding my connection with the way I'm working and the place. So it's getting closer to how I experience some of the colours and the moods and the atmospheres, and I will do a few of these. So consequently I'll build up some work, but the outcome is hopefully staying fresh. Hibernation over, well rested, enveloped by the light now as each day becomes longer and the germination is happening with the flowers blossoming and, oh my goodness, all these fresh spring colours coming out. If you spotted the dancing bear in one of my paintings, write it in the comments down below.